Hi, TMNT Carlson here. It's been a lot of fun revisiting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise these last few months. And I thought it was time for me to do a video ranking the 7 theatrically released Ninja Turtles movies. This list will only cover theatrical releases, so it won't cover like direct-to-streaming or direct-to-video releases, just the 7 movies that were released in theaters. This list is for entertainment purposes only. They're only my opinions. If you're going to comment down below with your own lists or opinions, that's fine. But again, no rude or insulting comments because they will be deleted if I find it. Let's go ahead and get started. At the absolute bottom of this list, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. This one just sort of feels like they dropped Ninja Turtles characters into a completely unrelated and irrelevant story. And it's kind of a mess as a result and borderlines on boring at times. I think it had potential, but as is, it is a movie that is certainly not the crowning moment of this franchise. I don't hate it, but I do find myself coming back to it a lot less than the others. At number 6 on the list, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2014 Michael Bay produced film. What if Michael Bay made the Ninja Turtles? This movie is exactly what you would expect it to be. Big, bold, with expensive special effects, CG, explosions, what have you. Unfortunately, Bay and his team, including the film's director, I don't think really understood these characters. I mean, when there's attempts at humor, it just falls flat, like they don't understand the characters. I mean, these two movies even stooped so low as to using fart jokes, which is something that the rest of the franchise, for the most part, stayed away from. There are a few decent scenes, and this sub-series, of course, is the only live-action feature film appearance of the character of Vernon Fenwick from the animated series, and he's quite entertaining to watch here. But at large, I wouldn't put this near the top of my list. One notch up on the list, I have that movie's sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. This time around, there's a different director. Michael Bay, of course, is still the producer. But a lot more of the classic franchise villains that originated in sources like the animated series come to fruition here. We get to see Krang, voiced excellently by Brad Garrett, and then you have characters like Rocksteady and Bebop. So it at least slightly starts to feel more like classic Ninja Turtles. Again, it's still Michael Bay all the way over the top throughout. It is a step up from the previous films, but I won't find myself coming back to this 2-film sub-series very often. At number 4 on the list, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I did like the first movie because it was a little darker and grittier and tried to stay away from the animated series. Unfortunately, this movie reveled in trying to go back to being like the animated series, even bringing us characters like Tokka and Razor, who were something of a pale imitation of Rocksteady and Bebop, who we never got in the original series. There were a lot of things that were scripted for this film but never shot, and a lot of that, I think, causes the movie to lose its impact. When it's all said and done, of course, good luck getting Vanilla Ice's ninja rap out of your head. At number 3 on the list, I have TMNT, the 2007 CG movie. This one, I feel, is criminally underrated and never gets talked about enough. It's actually something of an aftermath after having defeated Shredder. It's something of a pseudo-sequel to the 3 live-action movies, and it does give us some interesting scenes and characters, and I actually found myself liking this one a lot more than I thought I would. It is a better movie than people give it credit for, and sadly, it's the one Ninja Turtles movie I don't think enough people talk about. At number 2 on my list, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This just came out in theaters last year, and a lot of times when franchises get rebooted, it's sort of a hit-and-miss experience, but the filmmakers here, I think, actually knew what they were doing. They cast actual teenagers as the Turtles, and then they had an all-star voice cast filling out the other roles that included the likes of John Cena, Seth Rogen, Ice Cube. The list goes on. They got a lot of good cast members here. It's quite entertaining, quite funny, and unlike a lot of attempts at the Ninja Turtles franchise, the filmmakers actually seem to understand what makes these characters tick, as well as finding a way to adapt them for a modern audience. It's a much better movie than I would have expected it to be. But my pick for the number 1 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 live-action film. This, for me, was the time that they just completely got the Ninja Turtles right. They found the perfect balance between the darker Eastman-Laird comics and, of course, the 1987 animated series. It's the perfect fusion of the best of both worlds, and this one continues to entertain and stands up to the test of time better than a lot of movies in this series have. And there you have it. My picks for the Ninja Turtles franchise ranked from bottom to top. What about you? What's your favorite Ninja Turtles movie? Least favorite? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm TMNT Carlson. I'll see you next time.